looks like we are live on this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and just wait a few minutes here. When you get on, just go ahead and let me know that you're here, and make sure that you can hear everything okay. So we're gonna give this a try. We're gonna give this Facebook Live thing a try. Today what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk specifically about how you can access hidden money that's sitting in your practice, and this is all just with just a few simple changes. So we're going to go ahead and get rolling here as people start to hopefully jump on, and maybe you're watching the replay of this or watching this on YouTube or on LinkedIn as we share it across. So now, one of the common questions that I get asked from doctors is they ask me where to get money for more advertising. Okay, that's a big question. You can see, by the way, I'm coming to you from our office here on Mockingbird Lane in Charlotte, North Carolina. You might hear a little bit of background noise of people on other phones, but we'll just keep pushing along here. But anyway, one of the common questions people ask me is where to get money for more advertising. Now, they've tried numerous different programs, and the challenge is they rarely get a really strong or consistent ROI. They'll get something that works for a little bit of time. Maybe it's Facebook, maybe it's pay-per-click, maybe it's reputation management, maybe it's SEO, but it'll work for a little bit of time, or they just don't really see the ROI, and so it gets incredibly frustrating for the docs. So now in a minute, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you specifically about a case, or why that is the case, and what you can do about it. But before I go any further, I do want to let you know that if you are tight on time and you're unable to stay through the entire Facebook Live, what I want you to do is you can just go over to srpmedicalmarketing.com/call, C-A-L-L, for those of you that might struggle with my slightly southern accent, but again, that's srpmedicalmarketing.com/call, and you can book a 30-minute call with me, and I can talk to you specifically about your situation and how to grow your practice 20%. There's no charge for that. You can just go right there, and you can book a time. I have times throughout the week, and we'll be more than happy to dive into that with you. So okay, so let's keep going on with this point. Let's go ahead and let's talk about this maximization of your revenue and becoming more profitable. So there's just a couple of things that you can do in order to maximize your revenue and maximize your profit. Now, really all you need to do is you've got to either A, sell more, or sell more at higher prices. Now, we want to, this concept of selling can be a little bit foreign to doctors. They don't want to be too pushy. They don't want to be too salesy. They don't want to be too overbearing. We're always going to be making sure that they're buying or investing in procedures that work for them. This is everything that I talk about is based on the concept of they need this. Okay, so we're not just selling, things to people that don't need it. That's not why we're here. But the one thing that really holds doctors back and their staff back is, like I said, they don't want to be too salesy. They don't want to be too pushy. They don't want to be, most doctors think that their skills alone, the fact that they've been to med school or they've had training on the particular procedure, or they know that they're outstanding at a particular procedure, should be enough. And the fact is, that's not always the case. The patients don't really know all your credentials, and quite frankly, at the end of the day, they don't really, I don't want to say they don't care about your credentials, but what they really care about is, can you make them feel better? Can you make their pain go away? They don't care if you've been to Harvard or what's the matter with you. What they care about is, can you fix their pain? Can you make their joint pain go away, their back pain go away, their knee pain go away? Can you fix their facial issues, the vampire facelift or O-shot? Can you fix their erectile dysfunction? They just want to know that you can do it. And really, quite frankly, where you get your training, yes, it's important to us because we know who the players are and who the good ones are and the not so good ones are in the industry when it comes to training. But the reality is that your patient doesn't know, and you don't have enough time to tell them about it. So what do we do about this situation? Well, in order for you, one of the simplest things that you can do is you have a list of patients, okay? And this list of patients has a relationship with you. They have an understanding that you know what you're doing. They most likely are a raving fan. They most likely are very happy with the results that you have been able to get them, okay? And so what The challenge is that for doctors to grow their practices, what they do is they run more Facebook ads, or they do all of these things, and that doesn't really convert. Where the easiest place to get money for doing more advertising and more marketing to grow your practice, to evangelize what you do, to help as many people as you possibly can, to help as many patients as you possibly can, is to work with your existing client base. Let me give you a little bit of statistics here, okay? The probability of selling an existing patient is 60 to 70%, while selling a new patient is 5 to 20%. It costs 5 times as much, or 5 times as more, to get a new patient versus selling to an existing patient. So for every existing patient that you have, for you to go out and get another one, which more advertising and more sales, or more new patients coming in, is not exactly the recipe for success and increasing your revenue. Is you want to sell to your existing patients. They know you, they have a relationship with you, they trust you, you've built goodwill with them. The other statistics is this, and that is existing patients are 50% more likely to try new procedures and spend 31% more with you when compared to new. Okay, so hopefully you're getting the point, all right? So and what I want to do is I'm going to share an interesting story with you about this and how I came to discover this and how to make this work. Because maybe like you, I've always said, maybe you've heard these statistics before. I certainly did when I was younger, when I was just getting started out in business. And I always heard, oh, it's easier to sell an existing patient or an existing client than it is to go out and get a new one. But I really didn't quite understand how to go about doing it, okay? Now, I'm going to share with you an interesting story in just a little bit. But before I forget, if you're just jumping on or you're just getting into this video, what I want you to do is, if you want to book a 30-minute call with me to see how you can grow your practice 20% in the next 90 days, there's no charge for the call. All you have to do is go to srpmedicalmarketing.com/call, C-A-L-L, call, C-A-L-L, that's srpmedicalmarketing.com/call. Okay, so let's go back to this. Let me tell you this story, okay, how I came to discover this. So there was this little event that started in late 2008 and into 2009 and through 2010. It was called the Great Recession. Now, there was nothing great about it. We got hit pretty hard. I had a company that was centered around real estate, and we all know what happened with the real estate in that time. Well, so I'm in the middle of winding down my real estate business and trying to engineer some kind of a landing that doesn't look like the Hindenburg crashing into the New Jersey soil. And I have a lot of friends that are entrepreneurs, and a friend of mine by the name of Perry Marshall contacts me and says, hey, I could use some help. His business was struggling. People weren't exactly buying and he sells information about how to grow your business using Google AdWords, at least he did at the time. And his business was struggling. It wasn't in as bad a shape as mine, but he was struggling. And so I said, well, yeah, I can grow your business. In fact, you know what? I bet you I can grow your business pretty significantly. And I threw out some wild number, and I can do it without generating any new leads. He said, hired. Okay, so what we did is we worked out a deal where I got a small draw, and then I got based on the results. And what we were able to do is that without the ability to generate any new leads, we went to his existing list, and we not only sold more to his existing list, but his baseline product at the time was $5,000. He had a $5,000 consulting program. By the time we got done with that, in 24 months, over a 24-month period, we went from 5 to 10 to 20 to 45. We were selling it in excess of 6 figures. And this major light bulb goes off on my head, and I realized that, hey, you can grow a business. And we were able to do this, like I said, for up to about 24 months without generating any new leads. And we were able to grow his business. And I subsequently wound up doing this in a number of other businesses. And to date, I've done this in 30 plus niches on 5 continents. More importantly, this is how we grew our own medical practices. We started with erectile dysfunction clinics in January 2014. And by June of 15, we had 3 of them in 3 separate cities. And we grew them by doing this process of working directly with the existing client base and making offers to them, very strategic, very smart offers to them in order to grow our own practice. So this is the exact same thing that I did and that you can do in your practice. And it doesn't take a whole lot of extra effort. Essentially what you do is you have acres of diamonds in your list, okay? So what do you need to be able to do this? Okay, so first and foremost, you need a list. Hopefully you have some kind of list in an Excel spreadsheet, CSV file, in an EMR, somewhere electronically that you can access. And what we would need, and what you would need, I should say, in order to do this, is you would need to be able to access that data and be able to export it in a CSV file, okay? So far, so good, pretty simple. In that CSV file, we need to know their names, their date of birth, whether they're male or female, hopefully, their physical address, their zip code, their email, okay? Phone number would be great too. Then we would need to know either A, what they purchased, okay? If we know what they purchased, or the total dollar amount that they have spent in their time with you. Either one of those numbers will suffice, okay? What we will do, what you need to do then is you need to take that data and you need to, which I'll talk about in a future video, you need to take that data and you need to then look at who are the ones that are buying the most, your top 20%, and who are the ones that are buying the least, and get rid of the ones that are buying the least, okay? It's a little bit of a cliffhanger here. We're not going to market to those who have not bought. That is not what we're going to do. We're actually going to market to those who have bought. A buyer, somebody who has bought from you, be it something as simple as Botox or whatever, is significantly more likely to buy from you than somebody who has not bought from you. Big problem that I see with people is offices is they want to market to the people who haven't bought. It's a big waste of time. Okay, they generally don't have any money, they don't have any desire, there's no real reason for them to do it, there's a lot of reasons why. Okay, so here's what I want you to do, is if you want to talk to me directly about your specific situation, all you have to do is go to srpmedicalmarketing.com/call, C-A-L-L. You can schedule a complimentary 30-minute call with me. I'll walk through your particular situation, talk to you about how you can do this in your business, show you a few things. And look, we may want to work together. I can talk to you about how we do a pay-for-performance program. But again, you got to qualify. So just go and schedule the call and we can talk about that. And who knows, maybe we'll wind up doing some work together. So let me just wrap this up so that you know, here's what you need to know about this. If you have a list of your patients and you have their information and you have a way to export that information so that you can do a little bit of data analysis, very simple stuff. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to do this. You have the ability to tap into hidden money in your practice. You have the ability to grow your practice 20% in the next 90 days without generating any new leads. And then on top of it, you can use that revenue to go out and buy more new traffic, okay? So you literally have acres of diamonds that are sitting underneath your feet in your own business, okay? So to find out more how to do this, just go to srpmedicalmarketing.com/call, and I'll be more than happy to talk with you directly, and we can take a look and see if this works and potentially maybe do some work together. Okay, that's all I have. Have a great day.